Hi guys, my name is Katya Brodecki, Mindful Daydreamer, and today we are going to go through a short yoga practice that focuses on heart openers. The heart chakra is a place of giving and receiving love and care, compassion. And on the physiological level, we are going to focus on back bends and put the two into practice. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged or in hero's pose if you'd like. But anything that you'd like to do here, feel free to lift the hips higher than the knees by placing a pillow under your bottom if you'd like. So from here, bring your hands together at the heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Sitting here nice and tall, loop the shoulders down onto your back. As you rise through the spine, make sure you're really grounded through your legs, through the sit bones. Lift the crown of the head toward the ceiling, but then bow the chin gently toward the chest. Just take a few full breaths here. So every time you inhale, breathe into that heart space beneath your thumbs. Allow that space to open, forward, back, side to side, expand. And as you exhale, release all that air from the chest. Inhale again into that heart space and into the belly, into the rib cage. So allow the cylinder of your torso to expand. And then as you exhale, release all that breath, gently drawing the navel toward the spine. So just take a couple more breaths here. And this time as you inhale, filling that space with love, so receiving love. And as you exhale, giving love. So maybe you'd like to even perhaps imagine someone to whom you would like to send a bit of extra love, a bit of extra compassion today. And so as you exhale, direct that beam of love to that person. And just take one more full breath here. And exhale fully. Release your hands down to your thighs. Blink your eyes open. Loop the shoulders back. So one very important step toward healthy back bends is to keep drawing the floating ribs, the bottommost ribs, toward the hips. So I'd like you to bring your thumbs to your bottommost ribs, to the tips of your ribs, and your pinky fingers or your ring fingers to your hips. Take a full breath in, really allow your belly to expand, allow your chest to expand, look up toward the ceiling, and as you exhale, draw the navel toward the spine, draw those floating ribs toward the hips. So now it feels like you're slouching forward, but then lift the sternum up as you still maintain the work in the belly. Beautiful. From here, take a full breath in. Let's make it to our hands and knees. So make sure that the shoulders are over the wrists, knees under the hips. As you inhale, round the spine, we're going to press the floor away from us using the hands, using the tops of the feet. Round the spine and really expand across the scapula, the shoulder blades. Inhale again. Keep the navel drawn in and up, and as you exhale, maintain that length through your spine. Lift the belly. So inhale. This might feel very different compared to what you're used to, so we're reversing the breath here. And as you exhale, extend your spine forward and back, but without dropping the belly. Try that a couple more times. As you inhale, broaden across the collarbones, gaze forward, draw the triceps in, and keep the belly lifting. Great. After this last one, And take a full breath and loop the shoulders onto your back. Draw the triceps in toward the midline. Send the tailbone back. Maybe even take your knees back slightly. And then as you bring your chest forward between the shoulders, resist gravity by pulling the belly in and up. So keep those floating ribs towards the hips. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down. With control, hug the elbows into the sides of the waist. From here, plant all 10 toes down into the floor. This is the second most important thing when it comes to your back bends. So play with your turnout for a moment. And just like in ballet, you can turn the toes out and the hips out. And we're really pressing through the big toe mounds of the big toes. And now from here, do the opposite. So bring your feet closer together. Plant your pinky toe sides of the feet down into the floor, but then also hug your ankles in toward the midline. From here, spin the inner thighs upward toward the ceiling, and this creates a nice broadening across your lower back. So from here, keep that work happening. Lift your kneecaps by engaging the quadriceps. So notice the difference between relaxing your kneecaps and really planting the toes down, spinning the inner thighs up, hugging the ankles in, and lifting the kneecaps. From here, bring your elbows to shoulder height. We're in cactus arms now. Blend your fingertips down into the floor. Extend your tailbone back, still keeping the work in your legs. Lift the hips toward the floating ribs, ribs toward the hips. As you inhale, we're going to loop the shoulders back. Start to rise up any amount. So this can be quite low. Good. Hug the ankles in. Exhale and release. Good. Reaffirm or refirm your legs. Inhale. Maybe this time the elbows will lift. Drag your fingertips back. Drag your toes back. And then plant them down. Hug everything in. Inhale. Exhale and release. Good. Keep going like this. Really lengthening the tailbone away from the crown of the head, lifting the hips toward the rib cage. Rib cage lowers down toward the heels. Good. And once more like that. Exhale to lower. On your next inhalation, bring your hands down by your hips. Make sure the palms are pressing down. Loop the shoulders back. Keep the work in your lower body just as we did before. We're going to inhale. Lift the chest up off the floor. Keep the back of the neck long by bringing your gaze to the floor, maybe a foot or so in front of the mat. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down with control. So inhale, loop the shoulders onto your back. Keep hugging the ankles in. Keep planting the pinky toe sides of the feet down. Exhale and lower. Good, just a few more. So this is Ardha Shalabhasana, or half locust pose. And this not only opens, the chest opens through the heart, but we're also strengthening the back muscles. Good, stay with your breath. Exhale first and then lower. Inhale first and allow that inhalation to be the catalyst to lift up. And exhale to lower. Beautiful. So now we're going to use all that strength that we've built to bring the hands down to your bottommost ribs. Hug the elbows in. Bring your wings into the sides of your waist. We're going to curl the toes under. Lift up onto your knees. Inhale, lift the belly up off the floor. As you exhale, press your hands down, press your knees down. Hug the hands toward the knees to lift up to tabletop. And walk the hands forward, just an inch or so. Curl the toes under. Inhale, look forward, hug the elbows, the triceps in toward the midline. And as you exhale, press the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. So feel free to walk it out
anything that feels good. Move the hips side to side, swivel here. Keep hugging the triceps in. Elongate through your arms, so bring that energy all the way up to your shoulders. Relax the shoulder blades up your back toward the sit bones. And then as you extend the backs of the legs, spin the quadriceps back. Extend through the hamstrings. Good. And even here, keep bringing those floating ribs toward the hips. Take another full breath in and a long breath out. Let the head go. On your next inhalation, draw the right knee in toward the chest. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, look forward, and step the right foot between the hands. If the foot didn't make it right away, just bring the left knee down to the floor and use your hand for support to bring the ankle forward. Feel free to double your mat if the floor is too hard under that knee. Now from here, make sure that the right knee is over the ankle. Inhale, loop the shoulders back. Lift through the chest. Exhale, bring your left fingertips down to the floor. Inhale, sweep and open the right arm up. So we're broadening across the collarbones, gently looping the shoulder blades down the back, extending the tailbone away from the crown of the head. Take a full breath in. Exhale, release the hand down to the floor. Inhale, look forward, curl the left toes under. As you exhale, press the feet down and toward the center line. So keep hugging the feet toward each other as you rise up. Interlace the fingers onto your right thigh. Take a full breath in, lengthen the spine, send the tailbone down. If you wish, on your next inhalation, float the arms up. So here you can move into your back bend, but first I would like you to really keep pressing your feet down and in toward each other, sending the tailbone back, right hip loops back. The ribs draw in toward the hips, and then keeping all that work as it is, rise up only through your thoracic spine, so around the rib cage. And again, inhaling to receive, exhaling to send compassion. Relax the shoulders, inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Make your way to downward facing dog. So if you'd like to move through a flow, simply move back to hands and knees. If you're ready to just move to downward dog, go for that. Take a full breath in. Draw the left knee in toward the chest. Exhale, shift the weight forward, shoulders over wrists, lift through the belly, and then step the foot forward between the hands. Lower the right knee down. As you inhale, loop the shoulders onto your back, lift the heart. Exhale, plant the right fingertips down, and as you inhale, sweep and open the left arm over to the left. So in this twist, think of rotating the rib cage around the spine, moving your ribs around that axle. Take a full breath in. Keep hugging the knees, the feet in toward the center line. As you exhale, bring your fingertips down to the floor. Again, keep the right toes curled under. Take an inhale as you plant both feet down. And as you exhale, press them in toward the center. Lift through your pelvic floor and the belly. Interlace the fingers and press the hands into the floor. So the more you press the hands into the floor and press the feet in toward the center, the easier it will be for you to lift the bandhas, the pelvic floor and the belly. On your next inhalation, as you're ready, firm up through your foundation and then float the arms up. Keep the shoulders soft. Take a full breath in to receive. Long breath out to release. Radiate that love. Open your heart as you inhale. Good. Keep firming up through the belly. Exhale. Plant your hands down. Either move through a flow or meet me in downward dog. But if you are moving through the flow, again, really keep pulling the belly in and up as you come back down to the floor. Press your feet down, hug the ankles in. As you inhale into your cobra, lengthen the spine. Exhale to lower back down. Inhale to press up and back to downward facing dog. Good. Take a couple of breaths here in your downward facing dog, and again, feel free to move through it, anything that feels good. Full breath in, and as you exhale, slowly lower the knees down to the floor, and we'll finish in child's pose. So press the hips back toward the heels. Feel free to keep the knees together or as wide as your mat. This time, soften everything. Press the forehead down into the floor. Relax the elbows, relax the shoulders. Make the spine nice and long, and take a few breaths here, allowing yourself to bask in all the wonderful energy that we've generated through this practice. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.